Welcome to another episode of Pels in the Blender. It's your boy A Davis coming to y'all today, getting ready to drop a little video about our guy Yves Missi. We got another summer league game today. They play later on this evening. So kind of wanted to jump in and give a little quick video about Yves because as we go into this season and if you look at kind of the past seasons, one of the things that we really wanted to establish with the Pelicans has been the five spot, right? You had JV, for a couple seasons, and JV was very productive, and Larry Nance was playing the five for us. But the problem with JV, well, not necessarily the problem with JV, but Willie Green, the way Willie Green wanted to run his team and run his offense, JV wasn't an ideal fit for what it was that Willie Green wanted to do defensively and offensively. I don't think they really wanted a guy on offense to throw the ball to, have to run the offense through, to have to give multiple touches to for him to be effective. Larry Nance, he's just older and undersized, but Larry Nance was more so of what it is that that Willie Green wanted to do. A guy that could switch on to all positions, space a little bit, not too much, just a more athletic big man. So when you talk about Eves drafted 21, we didn't have really high expectations for Eves at all. And then, when you saw him in summer league last year, it was like, this, we were on the fence, not even on the fence. Eves, we thought Eves would not be good. He did not perform well in summer league. And it was very concerning based on the roster construction, what it was we were gonna have at the five spot, which was the big hole last season. You brought in DeJounte to kind of solidify that point guard position that you knew you needed, but the five spot was still a big question. So with that being said, when Eve started the season last year, you were pleasantly surprised at the strides that Eves made from summer league to the beginning of last season and how he was able to produce. Eves went on to play 73 games. He started 67 of them, playing about 28 minutes a game. But during the season, there were games where Eves was, 30, 35, 34 minutes a game, stuff like that. Averaged about 9 and 8. That's not bad for a rookie. He, he was all rookie second team, all rookie second team. Eves ended up having a really strong rookie campaign and showed a lot of flashes. So, athletic, run the floor, was able to defend the rim a little bit. He has some things that he obviously needs to work on, becoming a rim deterrent. You know what I mean? Becoming more of a rim deterrent as opposed to like, being able to get some blocks here and there. Like I think there's a difference between a guy who can get blocks and a guy that people are cautious about. Like he just turns you away from going to the rim. So we need Eves to kind of develop into that a little bit. um he he absolutely needs to work on his catching and finishing. Like those are the three things that you really, obviously his rebounding as well. But the things that I kind of want to touch on today is, I think what's gonna make or break Eves is his ability to catch and finish. It's literally catching and finishing, because he's gonna have plenty of opportunities if he can literally just catch the ball cleanly, whether it's off an alley, off the pick and roll, bounce passes, any of that stuff. Anytime he catches the ball, anytime he gets a pass, I'm sorry, if he's able to catch the ball cleanly, you're gonna see Eves easily average about 12 to 14 points a game because of the spacing and all of the other offense that's out there. He was average when he was playing with DeJounte, he was close to a double double in most of those games, just off of not even having to do much offensively. Just lobs here, running the floor, putbacks, tip ins, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And he'll continue to be able to do those things. You saw he did put on some size. And the reports are he's getting a lot stronger. So when we're watching Eves right now in summer, it's a little, I don't want to say disappointing, but it's kind of deflating a little bit because he had such a strong rookie campaign, and not to say that he was, all world or anything like that, but he did play solid his rookie season. And you thought he would come into this particular season and this particular summer league and show a little bit more. And again, summer league's not over, and he could come out and show those things in the last two games. But based off what we've seen so far, his rebounding still needs to improve. He does still struggle catching the ball. And I know they've been working with him with like some of his offensive moves, and you've seen the videos of him working on some of his offensive stuff, facing up, shooting the little jump shots and stuff like that. But in my opinion, all you need to see from Eves is him cleanly catching the ball and finishing around the rim. And that'll inspire more confidence in the players around him to be able to get him the ball in easier situations. So the thing is that summer league is very different than the NBA and how the NBA game looks. Like in summer league, it's a lot of, there's no sets, there's no real organization, there's no structure. It's just, the guys were together for a couple of days and now it's time to go figure it out. Um in the regular season, on the other hand, you have more spacing, better players, more people that have gravity on the court. So the last person on the floor that people are going to be worrying about is Yves Missi. So I'm gonna show some of the film from last season when Yves was playing really well and how that looked and how we can expect Yves to continue to improve. And if he's able to do those things with this particular team, you can see a situation where Eves he so I don't want to go too far as to say like Eves is like a Eves is like the X factor or something like that. But I will say that one of the biggest questions still on this roster is the five position. Like, we don't know if Joe Dumars plans on bringing in another five position. You have Looney. Carlo's probably gonna play some five. We don't know about Derek Queen and like what Queen's gonna do. Are they gonna play him at the four or some of the five? So a way to mitigate and stabilize some of that is if Eves is doing the little things that he needs to do. If Eves is just catching the ball, finishing when he gets it, a better rebound. I'm not expecting Yves Missi in his second year to be like one of the best rebounders in the league, but could he improve at rebounding? I mean, if he averaged about 8 rebounds a game. Like, if he like in year two, could we expect Eves at 25 to 30 minutes a game to be able to get you 10 rebounds a game? Absolutely. I think you should be able to expect that from Yves Missi. So I don't want to hang on too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get this going so we can hold on for a second. So we could get some of this Yves Missi film, man, because I was going over and I was looking and just thinking about what it is that he would look like with this particular team, and why in summer league he struggled necessarily or is struggling, and why was he so impressive in the regular season. So let me go ahead and play some of this. If you look, DeJounte's creating. That's all really we need to see from Eves. Follow up, finish, create space. It's not like they're gonna be throwing it to him. Look, just trail man, and be able to finish at the rim. Make those guys when they double down or when they crash on the guy, just go up strong and finish. See, the clean catch allows for that, for him to easily be able to finish. Hold on. I think I'm talking. I ain't added. Wait a minute. We're gonna start this over a little bit. All right, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, now we just see a lot of what Eve's got going on, being able to play in the pick and roll to the goal. When he catches the ball cleanly, he's a much better player and is better for the offense. Like they're not gonna be worrying about Yves Missi in the offense. So all he has to do, run the floor. Look, trail man, run the floor, don't. Like that's all we expect. And if you can do that, it's gonna make Eves a much more valuable player, and you're gonna be able to maximize more out of the 5 spot. Screen, roll, catch, clean catches, and finish. That's all we need him to do. And this is last year's film. If you notice, the NBA game is a lot more skilled players. The floors is open a lot more than in summer league. So it's probably one of the things that you won't see in summer league too much, but you'll see it here and how easily he's able to get some of these buckets. Clean catches up strong. That's all you really need. And I don't really think you need to ask much more from Eves. Like, they've been working with him with his offensive game, and he's been working with Coach Monroe. But I don't really think you're not gonna see them dumping it down to Yves Missi and say, "Hey man, go get us a bucket." That's not that's not Eve's game. He does have a little bit. He is a little bit athletic. So if they play some bigger fives, he might be able to you know, take them off the dribble. Like quickly just run past him to the goal or something like that, using his athleticism. But it's not like that's gonna be what Eves' main contribution to the team. Screen, roll, clean catch, and finish. That's all we need from the 5 spot. Be stronger with your rebounding and defend the rim. Challenge everything. And this year, I'll say we are in a much better position at the 5 because last season if Eves wasn't playing, they coming off the bench with Daniel Tice. I think you're in a much better position where you have Looney, and then you possibly could play Carlo a little bit there. So I just think you'll be able to get more consistent play with that position. Look how easy he's getting those buckets. Like that's all. You don't need nothing spectacular for me. So what they're trying to do in the summer league right now, I just think he needs to focus more on this type of stuff right here. Catch one, back to the rim, finishing around the rim. Like we're not really looking for no push shots, nothing like that. Screen, roll, they throw you the lob, catch it cleanly so you can at least have an opportunity to go be explosive. Because he is an explosive player, man. The dude is athletic. And he's still young in his basketball career, hadn't been playing for too long. That's not an excuse, but if he works as hard as they say he works, I think the coaching staff needs to just lock in on what it is that he needs to be doing. Because he could do some of this. Get out on defend well, pressure up, use that. Look at that. Use that athleticism, deny, couple dribbles on the break, finish. Deny. Be a rim protector. If he can consistently do these things, he averages about 1.3 blocks a game. If you could get that up, if he can get that up to about maybe two, you know what I mean, 2 blocks a game or something close to that, then I think he's gonna have a high chance of succeeding. I think he's gonna perform really really well. Let me see. I had one more video I wanted to play about Yves, man. Um, Hold on, here it is. Here it is. And this is mainly to show like his blocks and being able to defend the rim. See, a lot of them are like chase downs and stuff like that. It's not really um like he's not really, in my opinion, deterring people from going to the rim. Like when you see, and again, this is an extreme case, but like Wemby, Gobert, those types of players, when when people play those teams, you don't even think to take the shot at Wemby. Like they'll just dribble it back out, pull it out and reset the offense or something like that. Now, granted, that's reputation and experience that gets that. Um, and Eves is more like a help defender where he gets a lot of his blocks as well. So, and again, I'm not complaining with any of that at all. But if he can improve on that, then I think you know, he'll improve and help the team further along in the way that Willie Green wants to defend, because he wants a Jared Allen type that's just, you know, challenging everything at the rim. It's really tough to go inside on that particular team. So these are just a couple things that I think Eves needs to work on, man. And if we can get this regular season from Eves, um, I think you'll see him easily average 12 to 14 and 10 and maybe 2 blocks a game. That's kind of my numbers. If he's healthy and can just catch and finish, he'll walk into a double double easily. Playing 28 minutes a game, and I do expect Eves to play majority of the minutes of the game, 28 to 30 minutes a game. To be honest, I know Looney's gonna play some, but I don't think Looney's gonna play as much as um like, I think he's gonna play, but I don't think he's gonna play 25 minutes a game or something like that. Yeah, get that help recover, get it out. Good job. I'm telling you, the potential is there, and judging off of summer league sometimes isn't really fair, because summer league is such a, now granted, you can show in summer league, and the skills can translate what you've been working on, how much better you've gotten. So the fact that so far through the 2 games we haven't really seen it too much. I don't know if it's necessarily him pressing, or like the hectic style of summer league, where it's hard for some of those players that aren't like offensively skilled big men to show well. But in Eve's case, during the regular season, he did perform well, and if he's worked on some of the things that they said he worked on, when his responsibility in the regular season will be a lot less, then I think you'll be able to see Eve's I think you'll be able to see Yves Missi look pretty good. I think you'll be able to see him look pretty good. But chase down, time it, good job. He can do these things, man. He can do these. I think Yves. Sorry, caught up watching the plays. He's done last year. He did a pretty good job with his screening and stuff like that too. A lot better than I thought he would. His screening, his dribble handoffs and stuff like that. So if he can at least just stay consistent with those things, it'll go a long way this year, because I think we have, I don't want to say more offensive weapons, but I think the team overall is a little bit more versatile than it was last season, especially with all of the injuries that they had. And he's playing majority of the season without a point guard. To be honest, I mean, Dejounte didn't play that many games, and you saw how effective Eves was in the games that he played with Dejounte. So if you can get consistent point guard player, you should see um Yves stats and stuff and his impact on the game be much more consistent. I think the time without a point guard really impacted him. Also, he one thing he has improved on, he used to do not used to, but his first season, foul trouble, like he stayed in foul trouble. In the summer league, he couldn't stay on the floor, he fouled a lot. It got better as the season, went along, but he did foul a lot. And I think so far he's looked a little bit better with the fouls and stuff in summer. So if he can defend the rim and aggressively rebound and defend without fouling, I think that goes a long way as well. Yves has a lot of potential. We didn't like the pick when it happened, but you could see the reasoning as to why they took Yves. Challenging at the rim, man. Challenging at the rim. That's all we have to do. So I'm not gonna carry on too much longer. I just wanted to touch on Yves Missi real quick. Pause. That's crazy. That was insane. But kind of dive into his game a little bit and see how there's ways that he can improve and help the floor, because in summer league he hasn't been doing a good job of catching and finishing to me. So those are the things that I think that he really needs to focus on, and if he can do those things, it'll help take his game, you know, to another level. And defensively, he does a good job, but we just need to make sure that Yves is doing what he needs to do to continue to defend the rim, and become more of a rim deterrent as opposed to just being more so like a off ball rim protector. So that'll be all. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Um, we'll be doing a few more of these because I kind of want to do breakdowns of the entire roster and how each player can contribute, and what it is they need to work on, how they can impact the team and stuff like that. And I did the one on Jordan Poole previously. We're doing this one on the East, so there'll be more of those to come. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. See y'all this evening at the with the summer league game. Hopefully all of the players look a little bit better, but E specifically also because out of anybody that's out there playing, I know there's a lot of pressure on Derek Queen, but out of all of those players out there playing, we know for sure that Yves is going to be most likely in the starting rotation and probably playing 28 to 30 minutes a game. You know what I mean? Something like that. So out of everybody out there, we really need Yves to be consistent and look solid and continue to grow his game. All right, y'all. That's it for me. Peace.